Hello everybody and welcome back to my channel. So it is that time of year again where we are getting ready to start our seeds. So it is still very snowy out here in Ontario, Canada. We've got a ton of snow outside still, but I am starting to think about spring and getting our plants in the ground. So right now I am going to get my tomato and my pepper seeds started. So come along with me and I'll show you exactly how I do that. So in front of me, I've got my trays with seed cells in them. So I use these to start with. So these are my little seed cells, and I'll start 1 or 2 seeds in each of these squares. And these are in a drainage tray as well, so that these can drain any extra water into this tray and it's not going to be a problem. They're not going to get too wet roots. So after these have been in these little seed cells for a while, I go ahead and transplant them into bigger cups like these. And I'll keep doing that as they get a little bit more root bound, as the plants get bigger. I want their roots to have lots of room to expand, so I will continue to transplant them until it is time to transplant them into the ground in the spring. So I also have my handy dandy seed organizer. So this here is my seed organizer. I got it last fall. It's from Amazon. I think it was around $25, but it is a game changer. It's awesome. So these seed organizers are actually a photo organizer, but inside here, you get these little cases. You've got labels, you can mark down what they are, and then you keep your seeds inside them. So this is just for bean seeds. And so I've got all my pole beans here. So I've done that. I've got 2 of these to fill up all of my containers. So it keeps my seeds nice and dry, and I keep them down in the basement where it's cool, and it's the perfect spot to keep them. So I'm going to go ahead and find my tomato seeds and my pepper seeds, and we're going to go ahead and get them all planted up for us today. So I had mentioned in a previous video that I am going to be transitioning part of my garden into more of a food forest. So I am cutting down the annuals and I am starting to put in a lot more permanent agriculture. So I've got more perennials that I have on order to come in. I really wanted to focus on having more berries. We go through a lot of berries, especially in the winter, and the organic ones are just so expensive that if you can grow them yourself, you really get the most bang for your buck there. So I am going to transition our one garden from an annual vegetable garden into more of a berry fruit food forest, along with some more perennial vegetables as well, like some good King Henry and some more asparagus and some sea kale and ground nuts and things like that. So in the spring, when I go get those products, I'll bring you guys along with me and I'll show you exactly what I'm going to do. For now, it cuts down on the seeds that I'm going to start here today. I'm going to start some for myself. I'm also going to use a bit of property for the food bank. I'd like to start some vegetables just to be donated to the food bank. And then my kids will also choose the seeds for their gardens, and we'll get them started as well. So I'm going to start off by filling these cells with some seed soil that I have. soil is really dry, so I'm gonna make sure that I moisten it really well before I put my seeds into it. If I put my seeds in first and then try to moisten the soil, it can sometimes lead to the seed getting pushed down too far, or the seed even being washed away. You can use a spray bottle, and that makes things a little easier and safer for the seed. But because my seeds aren't in there right yet, I'm just going to go ahead and use a glass of water to moisten my soil. So it takes a little bit for the soil to absorb the moisture. And when it does, it's going to go further down in your cell. And I do this because then I have room to just plop my seed on top and then fill the rest with some more soil. Okay, so here is what our cells are looking like now. And we are going to get to do the fun part and go pick out the seeds that we want to get started now. All right, so I've got my peppers here. And these are peppers that I saved from last year. If you're looking for that video, I'll go ahead and take it down below. So I've got a lot of different peppers here, and because I have saved these seeds myself, they are acclimatized to exactly where we live, and I know they do well here. So these will more than likely be the seeds that I choose to plant this year. So I have got my chocolate pepper seeds, which I'm going to take out. I definitely want some of these. Dulse pepper, I'm also going to take these out because I want some of these too. Pumpkin spice jalapenos. I love these peppers. They grow really well and they are so tasty. I also have some of these lemon drop peppers, so I'm tempted to try these. I got these from Baker Creek. Same with these Buena Mulata. I am probably butchering that. I apologize. These peppers, I've tried these before. They were really good, but we didn't really eat enough of them. We aren't really a spicy family. So I did these starfish last year, and unfortunately, they did not ripen. So we got to use a couple, but that was it. So I think I'm going to try these lemon drop peppers, and that will be all the spicy peppers that we do. So these will be my peppers that I'm doing this year. So I've got the dulse, the chocolate, the pumpkin spice jalapeno, and lemon drop pepper. Now for tomatoes. There was a lot of tomatoes that I've tried, and my favorite every year that grows well for us is our Black Beauty tomato. I originally got this seed from Baker Creek, and these tomatoes are delicious. So I'm going to start some of those. Okay, I also have these, they're Berry's Crazy Cherry Tomatoes. So I actually forgot to save seeds from these last year. So it's lucky that I still have some of these seeds, but these are prolific and so good. They are so sweet. It's almost like a candy than a tomato. So my kids adore these. I'll definitely be starting some of these. So I'm also going to be doing a beefsteak tomato, and this one's called Abe Lincoln. So this is classic beefsteak, and this one's Abe Lincoln. They're, again, both Baker Creek Seed Company. I will be starting these as well. I'm probably going to be saving a couple of these for my box that I'm doing for the food bank. So I decided also to try my hand at cabbage again. I'm not always very good at growing cabbage, not where we are at any rate, but I'm going to give it another go and see what I can do. Hopefully I can get some nice big cabbage heads this year. So I'm going to go ahead and start some of these as well. So on the back, it will describe when you need to plant your seeds, how deep your seeds should be planted, how many spaces apart they need to be, that sort of thing. So if you're looking for information on how to plant your seeds, just check out the back of the seed packet and it will tell you everything you need to know. So I'm just taking 1 or 2 of my seeds and I'm sticking them in each of these cells, and then I'm going to go ahead and cover it with some soil and moisten the top of the soil again. So for my tags, I just use these popsicle sticks, stick them right in the beginning of a cell, and then I can see which plants are what I planted. So I'm going to go ahead and write the name of the seed on my toothpick and get them in there. Once your seed's in there, I just like to push a little bit of soil over, push it down, make sure it's covered. It should be about 1/8 of an inch for these tomato seeds. So if you don't have enough soil in there, you can just top it off, because for me, I've left a little bit of space there. Or you can just push your seed down a bit if that's what it's needed. Next, I'm going to get my Berry's Crazy Cherry tomatoes in there. So I can sprinkle 1 or 2 seeds in each cell, and then that way, sometimes if only 1 seed comes out, then you're covered. Or if you need to replace it somewhere, you can. All right, and lastly, I'm going to do my Black Beauty tomatoes. All right, so that finishes up our tomatoes. Now we're going to do the exact same thing with the peppers, and then I personally will moisten the top of this soil because I did put new soil on top, and I'm going to put these on a heat pad because tomatoes and peppers love the heat. So I'm going to put them on a heat pad, and that will help them to sprout, and we're going to go ahead and get our seed starting tray inside when I am done doing these peppers. All right, so I'm going to get my dulse peppers in now. All right, so here's the heat mat that I have. Normally I have the smaller ones that just fit under 1 tray, but I did find this big one and it fits typically 4 trays on it. So I've just got my 3 on it right now, and I'm gonna go get my other tray and put it on here. But this is the setup that I've got for my seeds right now. Normally I have a big shelf that we bring in here and stick in the window, but I don't have that many seeds started right now, so we're just going to wait a little bit, and then we're going to get our solar lights up and get it on these guys. So that is my seed setup for this year. Thank you for coming along with me, and I will bring you guys along again when I get them planted in the spring. Make sure you hit the subscribe button, and I will see you guys next time.